My name is Ekadi Adetunji, and I'm the founder of Ceasar Graphix and also Ceasar Graphix Academy. So I welcome you all to our weekly design review today, and I have 5 designs from the group members. And before I critique the design, I want you all to know that we are visual communicators. And part of how we do this well is by using the design elements to pass the right message. And we do this in an entertainment way. All right, we do this to make the reader get involved in what the content on the artwork is saying. All right, so today I'm going to be checking out what the designers did well on their project and what they did not do well, and I'll tell you what you need to work on as a creative person. So this is our first design, and what I notice here is the use of elements that are not necessary on the project. All right, now I understand that you're trying to make this look attractive, but there are so many other elements you can use to make this look attractive. In fact, one of them is what you hid inside this frame here. This image alone is strong to make the project look interesting. Images are what we creatives use to draw attention to the information on our design, but when you now put it in a frame like this, you're not helping the project at all. All right, so please, when next you're working on your project, don't hide images like this, most especially when you have less information on your design. Okay, so I'm going straight to the second design. Now, one of the things that did not help here is not making your elements here, all right, align. Try make your stuff align. All right, make them align. Okay. Yeah. And also, another thing that I think that really made this not to look successful is the use of too many contrasts. When you have too many contrasts on your project, it's not going to help. I know some of you are wondering, okay, so what are those contrasts that you notice? One of it is this. This is too big. This is also big. This is also taking attention. This is taking attention. This is taking more attention. This is making the project look, shouted. All right. The use of scale on our project should be used the way, things appear to us in real life. All right. Like the way I have my microphone in front of me here. If I'm far from this microphone, you'll notice that this microphone will look smaller. But if I'm close to it, it looks bigger to me. So that's the same principle that you're supposed to apply when working on design projects. But when you now make everything too full, like you make it big, it will look as if everything is just coming to hit you at the same time, and that is not good. So watch out for that on your next project, and also avoid this. All right, avoid widows. All right, avoid widows on your projects. Don't be doing this. Don't be making word be on its own like this on your project. Okay, so watch out for that also. Okay, so then let's go straight to our next design. Now, the problem I have with this is I'm very much sure that this person is a CorelDRAW designer. Now, I'm against CorelDRAW, right? I'm a fan of CorelDRAW, but you have limited effect that you can do with CorelDRAW. Now, one of it is the way we have this light effect here. All right. If it was Photoshop, I'm sure it will still give you some radial effect around that light to make it look like the effect from this light is what's affecting part of the title. All right. So when next you are working on your project or you're trying to use this type of image or this type of light effect on your project, please play with Photoshop, and I'm sure it will give you good results on the project. All right. This is one of the things that made Photoshop different from CorelDRAW. Okay. Yeah. Then the other thing you need to work on here is, please, whenever you are doing all this type of stuff on your design, please don't make it too strong like the way we have here. At least make it a bit faint. All right. So make it serve as the background, because this is supposed to serve as the background. But when it's too visible on the project, it will be calling more attention, like the way the other important element on the design are calling for attention. It's not like this is bad, but you only do this when maybe you're trying to say, maybe you're trying to display a product. Like you're trying to say, okay, you want people's attention to be on the product. But when it comes to designing of a church or event poster, please reduce the strength of this your background here. All right, it's always good when you're trying to call people's attention to something on your design, which is one of the reasons I'm not going to condemn you from using it, because it's good when you use it on your design project. But it's best used when you're trying to use it to show a new product, or you have maybe you have a party poster. All right, maybe you want to create that celebration feel on your project. All right, so you need to have this and then play with your title in such a way that there will be this connection, because most time when we do this effect, we're trying to create that, that fun party type of feel on our project. So whenever you want to do this, please create that connection, create that unity on your project. So play more with the title when you want to use this. But for a church poster or a church flyer, please reduce the visibility of this effect here. All right, please reduce it. And then the other thing you also need to work on here is, please limit the use of red on your project. Red is one very powerful color that we use as creatives to draw attention to the important information on our design. All right, but when you now have it too much on your design project, it won't do the work that it's supposed to do anymore. So limit the use of red. You can use it on the title the way you have it here, but repeating it on the ministering, on the time, on the icons there is making it look too much. So if you can use it here, you can use it here on the time, but please limit the use of red on your project. All right, and yeah, I think that's it on this. And last design here. All right, when it comes to fashion week poster, one of the things you need to put in mind is creating that fun look. All right, creating that making people know what they are going to expect when they come for the event. So when you are putting your element together, avoid not making it look too dull. All right, and the reason I'm saying this is this. This illustration here is beautiful. In fact, when I saw this, what came to my mind was, man, can you help me contact the designer? I need to redesign this, because this illustration here is beautiful, but the way you now played with the elements here is is somehow. All right, I've mentioned this before and I'm still going to say it again. Please avoid too much of red. All right, avoid too much of red on your project. So whenever you're working on Fashion Week flyer, two ways. Is that you make it simple? All right, now that's if after receiving the brief from the client. Like if the client say, I want something not too simple, then you know that what you're supposed to do is to use more of fonts that depicts luxury. Now, one of those fonts that always show luxury look is modern type. All right, when you use modern type, it always show that luxury look, and that's one of the type of fonts that most fashion brands make use of. All right, if you go check, I think Giorgio Armani, yeah, if you check Giorgio Armani's font, those are part of the font that depicts luxury. So whenever you're asked to work on Fashion Week poster, you're asked to do something simple, you can use those type of fonts. And if you want to create something fun, color is one of the ways you can do that on your projects. All right, color is one of. See, guys, I'm going to give you guys one of the tips on how to create that fun look on your projects. All right, if you really want to create fun look on your projects, do more of looking at designs that shows more of more of celebration designs. All right, designs that show more of party or those type of designs. Now, when I say party, I'm not talking of the club type of party. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking of designs that do. I'm talking of all these VIP type of designs. All right, you notice they do all these their effects on the background, and they now put the text. Do you get? So after looking at this project and the way the illustration is, I decided to recreate it, and this is what I did. All right, now this is just like a fast redesigned version of the project. All right, now this is not the only way to make this look better. There are so many ways to make it look better, but for you to be able to do something attractive, you need to first understand the project, and also the look of your illustration. All right, the look of your character, the posture of your character should determine excuse me, should determine your layout. All right, so whenever you're working on design project, make sure that you see how you can put things together to make the project look successful. So understand what you understand the goal, know what you are asked to work on, know what you are asked to do, and see how you can now put the element together to pass the right message. Now, for those of you that don't know why I decided to make this look like this, most time when you go to all these fashion runway events, you see people taking picture of the model coming out walking on is that one way they call it? Yeah. You see people taking pictures. So that's the reason why I decided to have all these lights effects behind the subject to depict those those lights behind those camera lights and all those lights behind the model. All right, and because I have it in mind that okay, I have to create something more what's it called, something more lively. All right, I have to create something more fun. So when you are asked to work on a fashion week project, one of the things two things you need to have in mind. Number one is entertainment. The number two is make it look expensive. All right, make it look expensive. The fun part is I mostly do this how I do mine. The fun part comes on the use of color, how I use my color. All right, and then the luxury part now comes with the type. So here, all right, this illustration here, this character here is very powerful. Why? Because we have, the posture here is beautiful, and then the outfits of the subject here is nice, but the layout here is not, helping at all. All right. Most time when we add space, all right, between letters like this is when we have those letters in slim strokes. All right. So I know this is a fictional project, and as creatives, fictional project is part of the project that we're supposed to use to let clients know how good we are. All right. And one of the advantage of you doing a fictional project is it gives you the freedom to do what you think is best for the project, and it makes whoever is going to contact you know your side, your type of design. And the other good thing about it is the people who like that your style of design are the ones who are going to contact you. So whenever you are doing a fictional project, try make it look professional, try make it look unique. All right, because most of the clients I have today, even in my country and outside Nigeria, most of the jobs they see that made them contact me are designs that nobody asked me to work on it. I just created the designs myself. All right, so You need to be watching out for that when working on your project. So what I noticed you did not do well here is the use of dull layout. I mentioned it in the previous design that red is one of the colors that you need to watch out for when working on design project. All right, I'm not going to say anything on that. Just go back and watch that. You can rewind the video and then watch what I say about the red color. Then if this design is talking about Pan-Afric, please next time use more of African icon to depict the logo, not a sewing machine. And for those of you that do logo that use sewing machine on your logo project, please avoid it. All right, avoid it, because when you do that, you are not going to make the logo look interesting. Yeah, I know logo design is not about you telling story. In fact, yes, that's one of the reasons why this is not successful. A logo design is not about you telling story. It's just to create something that make the brand different from their competitor. All right, and part of how you do this correctly is by creating what people don't see coming, creating something abstract. All right, creating something that, when they place it on any merchandise, stationaries, use it on poster design, it will stand out. But you using a sewing machine for a logo project, it's not good. And if you post this on your social media page, the client will already know that you are still a beginner. All right. And that's why you notice that whenever you're going out to get a job, they ask you to send your portfolio. If you tell them you went to Oxford University of Designers, you are one of the award-winning designer in your country, they will tell you, oh, good. But that won't tell them to employ you. What will make them employ you or ask you to work on design project for them is when they see your design tell them who you are. Your projects, your previous project, explain your level of creativity. So whenever you're working on the logo project and you want to create something fun, please don't use what people already know. Even if you're going to create something that people already know, it's still similar. I'm going to say what I said previously. Use it in a unique way, in a stylish way, that when they see, they go, wow. All right. So watch out for that on your next project. So the layout is boring, and please, no offense, don't get angry with my comments here. My goal here is to help you and make you become a great designer. So whenever you're asked to work on fashion week project next time, try to create something modern. And when I say modern, I'm talking of something something simple, and then make use of make it look playful. All right, make it look a bit playful, and I believe with that, to make the project successful. So because I like the look of this character here, I decided to create my version. All right, now this is something I just quickly put together today to explain my point to you guys. So the reason why we have all these light effects behind this subject is to create two things. One is to create that fun look. Then two is to separate the subject from the background. All right, it's to separate the subject from the background. And another good thing that made this look more successful is, which is part of what I said in the beginning of this project, of this training, that whatever you put on your design project should have reason. All right. So the reason why I decided to do this light effect behind the subject is, I've told you that I did it to separate the subject from the background and to make it look fun. Then the other thing is, most time when you go for all this fashion runway, you see cameramen behind the model taking picture and all those things. So that's the idea of having that light effect behind the subject. All right. So so the making it look colorful is also part of what I use to make it have that fun look. The making use of so look at this logo here. Now, I didn't design this. This is something I copied from the internet, but the reason why this looks successful to me is because of what I just explained to you guys now. All right. So if you another way of you creating that modern look, that that luxury look, is to use fonts that are not too bold for your title. All right. So I'm going to stop here on this. I hope you guys learned something from today's review. And if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you like this video. And also share it with your graphic design friends and family. I'll see you guys again in the next review. Peace.